Sorry that I got late today. Now here we are going to do the general pharmacology questions. Okay, and there are a lot many questions, so I'll go fast in these questions. Now the first question is, what are essential drugs? Essential drugs are drugs that meet the priority healthcare needs of the population. They are not life saving, or they must not be present in the emergency bag of the doctor. They are basically the drugs which are should be present in the hospital, available, affordable, suitability, cost उनका ठीक होना चाहिए, and they should meet the priority healthcare needs of the population. As per the Drugs and Cosmetic Act, prescription drugs are included in. Now, the prescription drugs are included in Schedule H. They are classified under Schedule H of the Drugs and Cosmetic Act. What is an orphan drug? An orphan drug is basically a drug which is used to prevent or treat a rare disease. So, that is an orphan drug. Transdermal drug delivery systems offer the following advantages. They basically produce a high peak plasma concentration of the drug. They produce, except, यहाँ पे क्वेश्चन में आपको देखना है except है, they produce smooth and non fluctuating plasma concentration of drug. They minimize inter-individual variations. They avoid hepatic first pass metabolism. तो ये सारे एडवांटेजेस इसके होते हैं, except they produce high peak plasma. They do not produce high peak plasma concentration of the drug that we can achieve only when we give a drug by IV route. Now, which drug is administered by intranasal spray or application for systemic action? So, the drug which is administered by intranasal spray in this is desmopressin. Desmopressin is the drug which you give intranasally to treat conditions like diabetes insipidus and nocturnal enuresis. The nasal route gives faster absorption and avoids the first pass metabolism. Over the counter drugs in India are defined as. Now, over the counter drugs are those which are not included in Schedule G, H, HI, and X of the DNC Act. So, these are drugs which are over the counter. Please remember this. अल्कलिनाइजेशन ऑफ यूरिन हेसन्स द एक्सक्रीशन ऑफ. जब भी आप यूरिन को अल्कलाइन करेंगे तो उसमें हम वीकली एसिडिक ड्रग्स को तुरंत करके निकाल सकते हैं. वाई? बिकॉज दे गेट आयोनाइज्ड. एंड यहाँ पे एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट है कि दे विल क्रॉस द मेम्ब्रेन व्हेन दे आर अनआयोनाइज्ड. राइट, अनआयोनाइज्ड जो ड्रग होती है वो मेम्ब्रेन क्रॉस करती है, और अगर वो ड्रग आयोनाइज हो गई तो फिर वो वहीं पे रहती है. सो यूरिन को हम अल्कलाइन करते हैं ताकि वो जो ड्रग है, वो जो एसिडिक ड्रग है, वो जो it can be removed and it can be excreted out. The next question is, which drug is most likely to be absorbed from the stomach? So most likely to be absorbed from the stomach is hyoscine hydrobromide. Now hyoscine basically is absorbed as it is lipid soluble. So acidic drugs like hyoscine are more readily absorbed in the acidic environment of the stomach as compared to the basic drug. So hyoscine is absorbed because this is an acidic drug. Now, the most important factor which governs the diffusion of drugs across capillaries other than those in the brain is, the most important factor for absorption through the membranes is lipid solubility. Please understand, remember, lipid solubility is the most important factor which governs the diffusion of drugs. ये क्वेश्चन अलग अलग तरीके से आ सकता है. Now, tricyclic antidepressants can alter the oral absorption of many drugs by. Tricyclic antidepressants basically oral absorption alter करते हैं by altering the gut motility. So that is the they reduce the gut motility, slowing the absorption of other drugs, and this effect can alter the pharmacokinetics of co-administered drugs also, like aspirin. Now, bioavailability of a drug refers to, we all know bioavailability of a drug is the percentage of administered dose that reaches the systemic circulation in unchanged form. So यहाँ पे unchanged form जो है ये बहुत important part होता है कि unchanged form में कितनी drug आपकी systemic circulation में पहुँच रही है, वो bioavailability होती है. The following attribute of a drug tends to reduce the volume of distribution. If a drug has having high plasma protein binding, then it is bound to have a low volume of distribution because it will remain in the plasma, it will not go to the tissues. Marked redistribution is a feature of highly lipid soluble drugs. जो बहुत lipid soluble drugs होती हैं वो जाके फैट में बैठ जाती हैं, and as a result उनका redistribution बहुत ज़्यादा होता है. A non-volatile, highly lipid-soluble drug is metabolized, and on IV injection it produces general anesthesia. Which process is responsible for termination? Now here we know that they are talking about the drug that is thiopentone. So what is the reason for termination of action? Here the termination of action is because of redistribution. Redistribution matlab it first goes to the brain, and from the brain then it goes to the fat. So this movement into the fat then results in termination of action. Now the blood-brain barrier, which restricts the entry of many drugs into the brain, is constituted by. The blood-brain barrier is constituted by all of the above: P-glycoprotein, efflux carriers, tight junctions, and enzymes present in brain capillary walls. Which of the following is not true of the blood-brain barrier? Blood-brain barrier का अब इनमें से कौन सा रीज़न सही नहीं है? Which is not true. Again यहाँ पे ये आप क्वेश्चन समझो, it is not true. Now it is constituted by tight junctions. It allows passage of lipid-soluble drugs. It limits entry of highly ionized drugs, and it regulates passage of substances from the brain to the blood. So not true में आएगा ये वाला आंसर. It does not regulate the passage of substances from brain to the blood. Then high plasma protein binding. Now high plasma protein binding, does it increase the volume of distribution? No, it actually decreases. Facilitates glomerular filtration? No. Does it minimize drug interaction? No. There are a lot of displacement interactions which take place. Does it make the drug long acting? Yes. The bioavailability of a drug is reduced when the drug undergoes minimal first pass metabolism. The drug is highly water soluble, rapidly absorbed, and metabolized by liver before entering the systemic circulation. So bioavailability of a drug is reduced when the drug is metabolized by the liver. That is basically the high first pass metabolism. Which factor primarily affects the volume of distribution of the drug? Volume of distribution of drug is primarily affected by the plasma protein binding. Biotransformation of drugs is primarily directed to convert lipid soluble drugs. So this is very important, like the main function of metabolism is to convert lipid soluble drugs into water soluble metabolites and then excrete them. What is a prodrug? A prodrug is an inactive drug which is transformed in the body to an active metabolite, right? Now the following is not true of cytochrome P450 isoenzyme CYP2D6. Now what is not true? Again आपको ये क्वेश्चन में समझना है कि ये पूछना चाह रहे हैं not true. तो not true क्या है? Does it generates hepatotoxic metabolite N-acetyl benzoquinoamine. It is involved in demethylation. Its altered form is responsible for poor capacity. It is inhibited by quinidine. So here the answer is that it basically generates the hepatotoxic metabolite. ये इसका गलत है. CYP2D6 is not involved in generating this toxic metabolite. This is basically mediated by CYP2E1. CYP2D6 is more involved in metabolism of other drugs like codeine and beta blockers. Now next question is, induction of drug metabolizing enzymes involves. अगर आप ड्रग मेटाबोलाइजिंग एंजाइम को इंड्यूस करते हो then it involves a conformational change in the enzyme protein, expression of enzyme molecules, enhanced transport of substrate molecules, increased synthesis of enzyme proteins. So the answer here is that it causes a conformational change, it causes an increased synthesis of enzyme protein. This is the answer here. When you induce the drug metabolizing enzyme, then it basically induction of enzyme involves increased synthesis of the enzyme protein. So this increases the capacity of the liver to metabolize the drugs. Microsomal enzyme induction has one of the following features. Takes 1 week to develop, results in increased affinity, it is irreversible, can be used to treat acute drug poisoning. The answer here is that microsomal enzyme induction may it takes 1 week to develop, right? It takes around 4 to 14 days to reach the peak effect, as there is gene transcription and synthesis of new enzyme proteins. Weakly acidic drugs, we have done this earlier, they are excreted faster in alkaline urine. Glomerular filtration of a drug is affected by its. So glomerular filtration of a drug is affected by the plasma protein binding. लिपिड सॉल्युबिलिटी, डिग्री ऑफ आयनाइजेशन, रेट ऑफ ट्यूबुलर सिक्रीशन, ये सबसे नहीं होता है. इट इज़ मेनली अफेक्टेड बाय द प्लाज्मा प्रोटीन बाइंडिंग. इफ़ अ ड्रग अंडरगोज नेट ट्यूबुलर सिक्रीशन हमने 3 चीज़ पढ़ी हैं, ग्लोमुलर फिल्ट्रेशन, ट्यूबुलर रीअब्जॉर्प्शन, ट्यूबुलर सिक्रीशन. So if a drug undergoes tubular secretion, the renal clearance will be more than the GFR, equal to the GFR, less than the GFR, equal to the rate of urine formation. Here the answer is this: if a drug is undergoing active tubular secretion, then its renal clearance increases more than the glomerular filtration. If a drug is eliminated by first order kinetics, फर्स्ट ऑर्डर काइनेटिक्स हमने पढ़ी हैं, फर्स्ट ऑर्डर एंड ज़ीरो ऑर्डर. फर्स्ट ऑर्डर काइनेटिक्स में रेट ऑफ एलिमिनेशन इज़ डायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू प्लाज्मा कॉन्सेंट्रेशन एंड यहाँ पे क्लियरेंस रिमेन्स कांस्टेंट इन द फर्स्ट ऑर्डर. इन ज़ीरो ऑर्डर काइनेटिक्स यहाँ पे रेट ऑफ एलिमिनेशन इज़ इनडायरेक्टली प्रोपोर्शनल टू प्लाज्मा कॉन्सेंट्रेशन एंड क्लियरेंस द amount of drug which is excreted remains constant and clearance is indirectly proportional to the plasma concentration. So if a drug is eliminated by first order kinetics, the clearance will remain constant, meaning a constant fraction of drug will be eliminated in urine in unit time. Therapeutic drug monitoring of plasma concentration of antihypertensive drugs is not practiced. Why we don't do therapeutic TDM of antihypertensive drugs? Because it is easier to measure the effect. TDM is done only in cases where the effect is not measurable. जैसे कि हम करते हैं लिथियम में करते हैं, हम फेनेटोइन में करते हैं. यहाँ पे जो इनका इफेक्ट है उसको पता करने के लिए वी नीड टू take the plasma concentration, if it is high or if it is low. high में तो toxicity के chances है, low में efficacy कम हो जाएगी. Next question, sustained controlled release oral dosage form is appropriate for following type of drug. Now sustained controlled release oral dosage form is appropriate. किसके लिए appropriate है? An anti-arthritic, a sleep inducing hypnotic, an antihypertensive, an analgesic. तो यहाँ पे sustained release formulations they are appropriate for drugs which are having short to moderate half lives like 3 hours to maintain consistent plasma levels and avoid any kind of frequent dosing. So drugs with very long or very short half lives, they may not benefit so much. Which phase of drug metabolism involves conjugation with endogenous substance? Conjugation is always in phase 2. This is simple. Then microsomal enzymes are primarily located in the smooth endoplasmic reticulum and primarily in the liver, from where they perform various metabolic processes, right? And these enzymes they include cytochrome P450. यहाँ पे हमारे cytochrome P450 जो हमारा favorite enzyme है वो यहाँ पे आता है. Which drug is a substrate for cytochrome CYP3A4? The answer here is carbamazepine. This is a factual question. You need to remember this. CYP3A4 is a critical enzyme and handles 50% of all the drug metabolisms. Carbamazepine is basically an anticonvulsant and mood stabilizing drug and it is metabolized by this enzyme. So we know carbamazepine के बारे में. Which enzyme catalyzes glucuronide conjugation? Now glucuronide conjugation, cytochrome P450, glutathione, glucuronyl transferase or sulfotransferase. So here the answer is very clear that the enzyme which catalyzes glucuronide conjugation is UDP glucuronyl transferase. Which process describes opening of cyclic drug structure? Cyclic drug structure, opening, decyclization. Which enzyme isoform is most involved in alcohol? Again factual question है. CYP2E1 is the enzyme which is involved with the alcohol metabolism, right? It also earlier seen that it also metabolizes the paracetamol and produces the toxic metabolite N-acetyl benzoquinoamine, right? The enterohepatic cycling of drug leads to, we know it causes increase in the drug action. Which compound is conjugated by sulfotransferase? Nicotinic acid, phenols, amines, steroids. So phenols they undergo sulfate conjugation and via these sulfotransferase enzymes. विच कैरेक्टरिस्टिक इज़ ट्रू ऑफ नॉन माइक्रोसोमल एंजाइम्स। अब नॉन माइक्रोसोमल एंजाइम्स के बारे में है कि ये प्लाज्मा साइटोप्लाज्म में होते हैं, ये इंड्यूसिबल नहीं होते हैं, दे आर नॉट इन्वॉल्व इन ऑक्सीडेशन रिएक्शन, दे आर नॉट प्रेजेंट ओनली इन प्लाज्मा, दे आर लोकेटेड मेनली इन द cytoplasm, they are basically in the cytoplasm and mitochondria of liver cells, and they are enzymes like esterases, amidases and other conjugating enzymes. Chronic alcohol consumption induces which cytochrome। अब ये देखो chronic alcohol consumption अलग करता है, acute alcohol consumption अलग करता है। so ये याद रखना, ये question बहुत पूछा जाता है और ये factual question है। so please remember all your cytochrome P450 enzymes, वो बहुत ज़रूरी हैं। साइटोक्रोम P450 एंजाइम्स टाइप्स और उनके इंड्यूसर्स और इनिबिटर्स। सो chronic alcohol consumption CYP2E1। which drug undergoes significant first pass metabolism? That is propranolol, it undergoes very significant first pass metabolism। Next, the effect of enzyme induction on drug metabolism includes एंजाइम इंडक्शन ऑन ड्रग मेटाबॉलिज्म से क्या होता है, अगर ड्रग के मेटाबॉलिज्म में हम एंजाइम को इंड्यूस कर देंगे देन इट विल रिजल्ट इन रिड्यूस्ड ड्रग एफिकेसी, इंक्रीज ड्रग ड्यूरेशन, स्लोअर ड्रग क्लियरेंस, इंक्रीज टॉक्सिसिटी। इट विल रिजल्ट इन रिड्यूस्ड ड्रग एफिकेसी बिकॉज एंजाइम इंडक्शन होते ही वो बेसिकली मेटाबोलाइज हो जाएगा, फास्ट मेटाबोलाइज होगा और फिर उसकी जो एफिकेसी है वो कम हो जाएगी। विच ड्रग इज एक्सक्रीटेड वाया बिलियरी रूट? इराइथ्रोमाइसिन इज़ द ड्रग एक्सक्रीटेड बाय बिलियरी रूट, और यहाँ से ये एंट्रोहेपेटिक साइक्लिंग, सो एंट्रोहेपेटिक साइक्लिंग भी इसकी चलती है। नाउ विच मैकेनिज्म इन्वॉल्व्स एक्टिव सिक्रेशन ऑफ ऑर्गेनिक एसिड्स इन रीनल ट्यूब्यूल्स? एक्टिव सिक्रेशन ऑफ ऑर्गेनिक एसिड्स, दैट इज OATP, दैट इज ऑर्गेनिक एनायन ट्रांसपोर्टिंग पॉलीपेप्टाइड्स, दे आर रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर दिस ट्रांसपोर्टर। एंड इससे हमारे कौन कौन से जाते हैं? सबसे पहले इम्पॉर्टेंट है पेनिसिलिन, ठीक है, मीथोट्रेक्सेट, सल्फोनामाइड्स, ये सब यहाँ से एलिमिनेट होते हैं। व्हाट इज़ द रोल ऑफ फेज 2 मेटाबॉलिज्म? फेज 2 मेटाबॉलिज्म बेसिकली अगेन वही ड्रग पोलैरिटी इंक्रीज करना और उसको फिर एक्सक्रीट कराना। व्हाट इज़ अ फीचर ऑफ जीरो ऑर्डर ड्रग एलिमिनेशन? जीरो ऑर्डर ड्रग एलिमिनेशन में कांस्टेंट क्लियरेंस होती है? नहीं। ड्रग प्रोपोर्शनल, डोज प्रोपोर्शनल एलिमिनेशन? नहीं। ड्रग कॉन्सेंट्रेशन पे डिपेंड करता है? नो। फिक्स्ड अमाउंट इज एलिमिनेटेड। सो जैसा कि जीरो ऑर्डर में हमने पढ़ा है कि अ कांस्टेंट अमाउंट ऑफ ड्रग इज एक्सक्रीटेड इन यूनिट टाइम। TDM इज क्रिटिकल फॉर हाई सेफ्टी मार्जिन्स, रीनल फेलियर, irreversible inhibitors, non-systemic drugs. TDM is important particularly for drugs which are having a narrow therapeutic window, right? And they are eliminated via kidneys, because renal failure अगर होगा पेशेंट को then it will affect the clearance, and clearance affect होने से फिर ड्रग का concentration बढ़ जाएगा and toxicity होगी। Now which statement is true regarding plasma half-life of a drug? Plasma half-life of a drug is independent of clearance and volume of distribution, decreases with drug concentration, increases with drug concentration, and zero order kinetics constant for all drugs। नाउ प्लाज्मा हाफ लाइफ हमने देखी है कि जीरो ऑर्डर काइनेटिक्स में इट बेसिकली इंक्रीजेस विद ड्रग कॉन्सेंट्रेशन, हाफ लाइफ बढ़ती जाती है क्योंकि एलिमिनेशन पाथवेज सैचुरेट हो गए। विच एंजाइम कैटलाइजेस द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ टॉक्सिक मेटाबोलाइट्स फ्रॉम पैरासीटामोल? पैरासीटामोल हमने पढ़ा है CYP2E1, राइट। नाउ विच ड्रग इज मेटाबोलाइज्ड बाय N-dealkylation? It is propranolol, metabolized by N-dealkylation, so methyl group is removed from this drug। True statement regarding Km of a enzyme। Km क्या होता है? Km is basically the called as the what is that? Constant, and it is the substrate concentration at which half of the maximal velocity is reached। So Km is actually the substrate concentration at which half maximal velocity is attained। Please remember this, it is not dissociation constant, it is not normal concentration, it is not numerical identical। Then what is true in relation to drug receptors? True in relation to drug receptors, all drugs act through receptors? No। All drugs located on surface, receptors located on surface? No। Agonist induce a conformational change in the receptor. Partial agonists have low affinity for the receptor. So the answer which is true here is that agonist, they induce a conformational change in the receptor. This is the right answer. Study of drug receptor interaction has now shown that maximal response occurs only when all the receptors are occupied by the drug. Drugs exert an all or none action on the receptor. Receptor and drugs acting have a rigid complementary lock and key, and properties of affinity and intrinsic activity are independently variable. So the correct answer here is this, right? That drug receptor interaction में देखा गया affinity और intrinsic activity both are independently variable. Affinity क्या होती है? Affinity is the ability to bind, and intrinsic activity is the ability to bring a conformational change or bring a response. A partial agonist can antagonize the effect of a full agonist because it has partial agonist के पास high affinity, low intrinsic activity होती है. Low affinity, high intrinsic, no affinity, low intrinsic, high affinity, no. So partial agonist, देखो, partial agonist they bind with high affinity to the receptor, but they do not have a good intrinsic activity. They have a low intrinsic activity. तो जब आप इसको अगर एगोनिस्ट की प्रेजेंस में दोगे ना, तो फिर ये बेसिकली उस रिएक्शन की रेट को धीमा कर देगा. दे विल एंटागोनाइज द फुल एगोनिस्ट. दे विल ऑक्यूपाई द रिसेप्टर साइट्स एंड विल प्रिवेंट द मैक्सिमम एक्टिवेशन. For example, यहाँ पे buprenorphine acts as a partial agonist at opioid receptors, which is true for receptor action of a drug. Receptor action, an antagonist has affinity but no intrinsic activity for receptor. Agonists affect the receptor molecule in the following manner. How do agonists affect the receptor molecule? They alter the folding or alignment of the subunits. So, because they change the structure, and that is why it is. Because they change the structure, and that is why the action is produced. They alter agonists, they interact with the receptor and bring about conformational change. Receptors perform the following function: ligand recognition, signal transduction, and both ligand and signal, and disposal of agonists. So they basically conduct both these functions. Affinity भी करते हैं और intrinsic activity. Ligand recognition मतलब affinity, signal transduction मतलब intrinsic activity. Now, which of the following best describes a G protein coupled receptor? A G protein coupled receptor basically is a inhibitory and excitatory because of differences in the alpha subunit. So the alpha subunit of G protein, the alpha subunit, it determines the functional role. So we have GS, which basically stimulates adenylyl cyclase and produces cyclic AMP. Then we have GI, which inhibits this adenylyl cyclase, and then we have GQ, which activates phospholipase C, and then it results in breakdown of PIP2 into IP3 and DAG, right? Action of alpha subunit of G protein. Alpha subunit basically causes breakdown of GTP to GDP, and that will generate a cyclic AMP. What does a non-competitive inhibitor do? Non-competitive inhibitor, अब देखो जो I don't think you will remember this table, and then there are induction. So this is normal, this is stimulation, enzyme induction, this is competitive inhibition, and this is non-competitive inhibition, right? So non-competitive inhibition basically has got lot of it binds to the site which is other than the enzyme's active site. So it alters the enzyme structure and reduces the velocity. So it decreases the maximal velocity, and this effect is independent of the substrate concentration. So here the Km remains unchanged, right, in non-competitive inhibition. The action of an inverse agonist is to bind to the receptor and cause opposite action. Inverse agonist bind करता है, और so इसकी affinity तो होती है +1 and intrinsic activity होती है इसकी -1. The correct statement regarding the transmembrane signaling process involved in steroid hormone action is. So statement regarding the transmembrane signaling process involved in steroid hormone action is diffusion across membrane binding to an intracellular receptor. That is the action which is there in the steroid hormone reactions. that they bind first, they bind to a cytoplasmic receptor and then it diffuses to the nucleus. Agonist induced autophosphorylation, internalization and downregulation is a distinctive feature of agonist induced autophosphorylation and internalization and downregulation is a distinctive feature of which enzyme? We know it is because it is seen in tyrosine protein kinase receptors. All of the following serve as intracellular second messengers in receptor mediated signal transduction except. So following serve as intracellular second messengers except G protein. साइक्लिक एमपी इंट्रासेलुलर मैसेंजर बनता है, IP3 बनता है, DAG बनता है, G प्रोटीन्स नहीं बनते. The receptor transduction mechanism with the fastest time course of response effectuation is intrinsic ion channel. fastest इसमें response आता है. A receptor which itself has an enzymatic property is insulin receptor. Yes, it is a tyrosine protein kinase receptor. The following statement is not true of the log dose response curve. It facilitates comparison of different agonist. Log dose response curve होता है इस तरीके से, right? So it basically not true. यहाँ पे question क्या है, ये ध्यान रखना है आपको. यहाँ पे question पूछ रहे हैं not true. So it is almost linear होता है almost. It is a rectangular hyperbola. It facilitates comparison of different agonist and can help in discriminating between competitive and non-competitive antagonist. Yes, competitive antagonist shift rightward, non-competitive antagonist flatten हो जाते हैं. So here the best answer that we have is that it facilitates comparison of different agonist. It is not true. Which of the following exhibit a non-receptor mediated action? Non-receptor mediated action: alcohol, antipsychotic, antacids and benzodiazepines. Now antacids, they basically they neutralize the stomach acid through a chemical method, so they do not have a action on the any receptor, but they act on the chemical. When therapeutic effect decline both below and above a narrow range of dose, a drug is said to exhibit. So both below and above अगर इसका therapeutic effect कम होता है तो it is called as a therapeutic window phenomenon. Compared to the drug named within parenthesis, which drug has a higher potency but lower efficacy? Compared to the drug which is there in the parenthesis, which drug has a higher potency, lower efficacy? So pethidine has a higher potency but lower efficacy as compared to morphine. अगर आप दूसरे options देखो, furosemide has got a higher efficacy, right? Diazepam is more efficacious than pentobarbital. Enalapril is more efficacious than captopril. Next question. Following is an example of physiological antagonism. Physiological antagonism, always remember adrenaline is a physiological antagonist of histamine. That is why it is used in anaphylactic shock. Then the next is antidotal action of sodium nitrite in cyanide poisoning is based on. It is a chemical antagonism. The drug R producing no response by itself causes the log dose response curve of another drug S to shift to the right in a parallel manner without decreasing the maximal response. So drug R is. Now always understand that a rightward shift is a competitive antagonist and a flattening of the curve is a non-competitive. So here the answer is competitive antagonist. A drug which does not produce any action by itself but decreases the slope, so that is a non-competitive antagonist. Following is not a feature of competitive antagonist. Chemical resemblance with the agonist. तो यहाँ पे again देखो ये trick question है not. तो parallel rightward shift of the agonist log dose response curve ये भी होता है. कॉम्पिटिटिव एंटागोनिस्ट उसका केमिकल रिजेम्बलेंस होती है, पैरेलल राइटवर्ड शिफ्ट करता है. सप्रेशन ऑफ मैक्सिमल रिस्पॉन्स, अपरेंट रिडक्शन इन एगोनिस्ट एफिनिटी. तो यहाँ पे इट इज़ वेरी क्लियर दैट इट एक्चुअली रिड्यूसेस द it does not reduce the agonist it does not suppress the maximal agonist response. It just blocks the receptor, and that is why maximal suppression is a feature of non-competitive antagonist. If the dose response curve of a drug for producing different actions are widely separated on the dose axis, then the drug is. So if the dose response curve are widely separated, then the drug is highly potent, highly efficacious, highly toxic, highly selective. Here the answer is highly selective. When they are widely separated means they act selectively on specific targets. Which of the following is always true? A more potent drug is more efficacious, a more potent drug is safe, a more potent drug is clinically superior, a more potent drug can produce the same response at lower dose. So this is scientifically correct. What does drug efficacy? Efficacy means the maximum intensity of the response that can be produced by the drug. Which of the following receptor types directly regulates gene expression? सो जी प्रोटीन कपल टायरोसिन काइनेस आयन चैनल और इनमें न्यूक्लियर रिसेप्टर होता है जो कि जीन एक्सप्रेशन को रेगुलेट करता है. Which of the following receptor transduction mechanism has the slowest time of action? Now slowest time of action is always with the receptor which is regulating gene expression, मतलब न्यूक्लियर रिसेप्टर्स. जो आयन चैनल होते हैं वो सबसे फास्टेस्ट होते हैं. Select the membrane with the 7 membrane spanning segments. It is very simple. G protein coupled receptor. Which of the following best describes the action of G protein? G protein bind to extracellular ligands directly. Alpha subunit binds GTP when activated. Beta and gamma subunits not involved. G protein remains active. तो इसमें the alpha subunit of the G protein binds to the GDP and on activation which initiates a downstream signaling pathways. Now agonist interact with receptor molecules by agonist जो है receptor से bind करते हैं and alter the receptor DNA, denature the receptor, induce conformational change. This is the correct answer. Non-competitive inhibitors of enzymes are characterized by, जो non-competitive inhibitors होते हैं ये क्या करते हैं? They decrease the Vmax without changing the Km. This we have seen earlier also. A drug that binds a receptor but produces opposite response is called as inverse agonist. A drug that enhances the effect of agonist but does not produce any effect of its own is called as allosteric modulator. It is not competitive inhibitor, non-competitive antagonist, ये सब नहीं है. That enhances the effect of agonist but does not produce any effect of its own. The phenomenon where receptors become less responsive to continuous agonist exposure. तो जब continuous agonist exposure आता है तो then इसको बोलते हैं desensitization. Which of the following is an example of stimulation as a drug action? Stimulation बार्बिचुरेट डिप्रेस कर रहे नहीं, एड्रेनालिन एनहांस करने, ओमेप्रोजोल इनहिबिट कर रहे, पेनिसिलिन किल कर रहे. तो डेफिनेटली यहाँ पे स्टिमुलेशन का आंसर तो यही है. रिप्लेसमेंट थेरेपी इज यूटिलाइज्ड इन विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग कंडीशंस? कौन सी कंडीशन में हम रिप्लेसमेंट थेरेपी देते हैं? सो रिप्लेसमेंट थेरेपी इज डेफिनेटली हार्मोन डेफिशिएंसीज. हियर वी गिव इंसुलिन और थायराइड हार्मोन, जो भी इनकी डेफिशिएंसीज होती हैं. विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज मीडिएटेड बाय द एडिनाइलिल साइक्लेज पाथवे? Increase calcium, formation of IP3, accumulation of cyclic AMP, activation of tyrosine. So adenylyl cyclase pathway से there is accumulation of cyclic AMP. This cyclic AMP then acts as a second messenger, activates protein kinase A and which phosphorylate target proteins and produce cellular responses. Which statement correctly describes G protein coupled receptors? G protein coupled receptors, they operate ion channel directly? No. They have intrinsic tyrosine kinase activity? No. They contain 7 transmembrane helices? This is correct because the question here is correctly which describes. What is the key advantage of fixed dose combinations in pharmacotherapy? Pharmacotherapy के advantages क्या होते हैं? They reduce the risk of adverse effect. They ensure cost saving. They simplify the treatment regime, improving the patient compliance. They eliminate the need for dose adjustment in patients. So here the answer is they simplify the treatment regime and improve the patient compliance. This is the correct answer. Which scenario best exemplifies titrated dosing? Titrated dosing मतलब using a standard dose of penicillin, it is not titrated. Administering an initial high dose of corticosteroid then reducing it. Giving a fixed dose OCP, prescribing amlodipine with atenolol. No. Titrating dose मतलब हमने पहले एक हाई डोज ऑफ कॉर्टिकोस्टेरॉइड्स दिया एंड देन उसको फिर हम कम करते हैं टू मिनिमाइज द एडवर्स इफेक्ट्स. Why is the use of loading and maintenance doses crucial for drugs requiring a target level concentration? Loading and maintenance doses ensure rapid attainment of therapeutic plasma levels. Like in diseases like malaria, we use a loading dose and then we use a maintenance dose so that we get maximum response and it achieve the steady state plasma concentration fast. Why should tetracycline not be given in young children? Reduced renal interfere with the immune system. They cause discoloration of teeth. So remember, tetracyclines, they basically bind to the calcium and जो हमारे teeth और bones की जो growth होती है उसको ये लोग ख़राब करते हैं. Which factor most commonly influences the dose adjustment required for elderly patient? एल्डरली पेशेंट में सबसे इम्पॉर्टेंट फैक्टर जो कॉमन फैक्टर जो कि डोज एडजस्टमेंट करवाता है वो है रीनल क्लियरेंस, रीनल फेलियर बोल सकते हैं इसको, राइट. विच ड्रग कैटेगरी इज लाइकली टू शो इंक्रीज्ड प्लाज्मा कॉन्सेंट्रेशन इन पेशेंट्स विद लिवर डिजीज ड्यू टू रिड्यूस्ड फर्स्ट पास मेटाबॉलिज्म? कौन सी ड्रग है जो प्लाज्मा कॉन्सेंट्रेशन बढ़ाती है विद लिवर डिजीज़? दैट इज़ हाई एक्सट्रैक्शन रेशियो ड्रग्स. मतलब लिवर डिसीज़ में फर्स्ट पास मेटाबॉलिज्म रिड्यूस हो जाता है लीडिंग टू इंक्रीज्ड बायो अवेलेबिलिटी, है ना, और बायो अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ हाई एक्सट्रैक्शन. जिन ड्रग्स का हाई फर्स्ट पास मेटाबॉलिज्म हाई था उन ड्रग्स का अचानक से फिर बायो अवेलेबिलिटी बढ़ जाती है. व्हाट इज़ सिग्निफिकेंट ड्रॉबैक ऑफ फिक्स डोज कॉम्बिनेशन इन ट्रीटमेंट? Significant drawback of fixed dose combination that their components may have different pharmacokinetics. What role does pharmacogenomics play in individualized therapy? तो pharmacogenomics individualized therapy में basically tailors drug selection and dosing based on genetic variability. Why is the placebo effect significant in pharmacotherapy? Placebo effect is significant in pharmacotherapy because it highlights the importance of psychodynamic factors in drug efficacy. Which mechanism best explains tachyphylaxis with drugs like tyramine? So mechanism best explains tachyphylaxis with drugs like tyramine because there is a depletion of, these are indirectly acting neuro symptomatics होते हैं, and then they when they are given they cause displacement of norepinephrine from the endogenous stores and release, and so the depletion occurs, and depletion से फिर धीरे धीरे उनका response कम होता है, and that is called as tachyphylaxis. Which patient related factor necessitates adjusting digoxin dose? Digoxin advanced stage with normal renal hyperthyroidism, kidney failure and reduced serum albumin. So here digoxin dose has to be adjusted if the patient is having kidney failure. Now why? Because digoxin is primarily excreted by the kidney से excrete होती है, तो kidney failure में it leads to drug accumulation and toxicity, right? Then which drug is contraindicated in renal failure due to potential toxicity? Renal failure में कौन सी drug contraindicated होती है? That is vancomycin. It is nephrotoxic drug होती है and it should be avoided in renal failure patients to prevent exacerbation of kidney disease. What is the primary objective of rational use of medicine? Primary objective, what is rational use of medicine? Right drug, right dose, right patient, right cost, है ना. तो it is to provide a medication which is tailored to the individual patient needs. It emphasizes that the patient should be given individualized therapy ensuring appropriate dose and minimum adverse effects. What is the significant limitation of using body weight? तो body weight जैसे the most correct criteria is actually body surface area and not body weight. So significant limitation of using body weight is that it does not account for metabolic differences in the children. What makes chloramphenicol particularly dangerous in neonates? Chloramphenicol becomes dangerous because it causes grey baby syndrome in the neonates. Immature hepatic metabolism करता है. What distinguishes cross tolerance from natural tolerance? Cross tolerance और natural tolerance में अंतर होता है. It involves tolerance between related drugs like morphine and pethidine. So that is cross tolerance between drugs having similar mechanism of action like opioids. This reduces the efficacy and may require higher doses for therapeutic effects. The dose of following class of drugs has to be adjusted by repeated measurement of the affected physiological parameter. द डोज ऑफ फॉलोइंग क्लास हैज़ टू बी एडजस्टेड बाय रिपीटेड मेजरमेंट. सो रिपीटेड मेजरमेंट यहाँ पे हम करते हैं INR, विच इज़ इंटरनेशनल नॉर्मलाइज्ड रेशियो. So this is done in case of oral anticoagulants, that is warfarin. So in case of warfarin we measure INR and then we do the repetition change in the dose of the drug. A drug which is generally administered in standard doses without the need for dose individualization is a drug which is now insulin. Insulin needs individualization. Prednisolone is a steroid, needs individualization. Digoxin needs individualization. What doesn't need is mebendazole. So the answer here is mebendazole. Which statement is not true of fixed dose combination formulations? Now FDC is more convenient. यहाँ पे देखो क्वेश्चन क्या है, नॉट ट्रू. हमें ध्यान रखना है कि पूछा क्या है, नॉट ट्रू. तो नॉट ट्रू में दे आर मोर कन्वीनियंट. यस. Contraindication to one does not contraindicate the formulation. Doubtful. The dose of any component cannot be independently adjusted. Yes. The time course of action may not be identical. Yes. So the answer here is that contraindication to one component means there is contraindication to the FDC. Then you cannot use the FDC. An FDC meant for internal use must not contain the following class of drug. FDC which is meant for FDC which is meant for internal use must not contain diuretic, fluoroquinolone, corticosteroid, H2 blocker. So here the answer is that corticosteroids अगर होते हैं then it should not be used for internal use, because then it will have a risk of masking the infection, suppressing the immunity and causing systemic side effects. The pharmacokinetics of drugs in neonate differs from adults because there the pharmacokinetic neonates में differ करती है adults में, क्योंकि intestinal transit is fast, drug metabolizing enzymes overactive, tubular transport mechanisms are not well developed, and glomerular filtration rate is high. So the answer here is that tubular transport mechanisms are not well developed because the children are छोटे बच्चूस होते हैं and उनके kidneys जो हैं, liver जो है, they are not very well developed. The most accurate method for calculating drug dosage in children is body surface area. Remember this. Which adverse drug effect is more common in children? Isoniazid induced neuropathy, chlorpromazine induced muscle dystonia, digoxin induced cardiac arrhythmia, penicillin. So the answer, adverse drug effect more common in children, is the chlorpromazine induced muscle dystonia. The reasons for alteration of drug dosage in the elderly are all except. Drug dosage alteration के reasons are all except. Here the answer is, question is except. They have decreasing renal function. Yes. They are lean. Their body mass is less. Yes. They have increased baroreceptor sensitivity. The body water is decreased. So all the answers are correct except increased baroreceptor sensitivity. ये नहीं होता. They have a decreased baroreceptor sensitivity, and that results in postural hypotension. The following drug adverse effect is specially noted in men compared to women. Which drug adverse effect is specially noted in men? Ketoconazole induced loss of libido. Ketoconazole inhibits the testosterone synthesis, leading to hormonal side effects like loss of libido. Which racial differences in response to drug are mentioned incorrectly? Sorry. यहाँ पे again remember which racial difference is mentioned incorrectly. Africans require higher concentration of atropine. Right. Black races are more responsive to antihypertensives. Japanese are more prone to develop SMON, and chloramphenicol induced aplastic anemia is rare among Indians. So here the answer is, again it's a factual question, you have to remember it. ऐसा हमें सारी चीज़ें एकदम ethnicity से related questions याद हो ज़रूरी नहीं. So remember that black races are black patients are less responsive to beta blockers due to low renin activity, requiring alternative agents. Which of the following adverse drug reactions is due to specific genetic abnormality? The specific genetic abnormality is this, primaquine induced, and this is because of G6PD deficiency. So primaquine causes hemolysis in patients. This tetracycline, quinidine, metoclopramide, ये सब नहीं है. All of the following drugs cause hemolysis in patients with G6PD. Primaquine causes, chloroquine causes, quinine causes, atropine doesn't cause, because the question here is except. All are pharmacogenetic conditions except. Pharmacogenetic conditions हैं except malignant hyperthermia is yes, coumarin insensitivity, G6PD, adenosine deaminase deficiency. This is basically, it is not a pharmacogenetic condition, it is a genetic condition but not a pharmacogenetic condition, right? Which of the following is most likely due to a pharmacogenetic condition? Hypoglycemia by insulin, tachycardia by albuterol, metoclopramide induced muscle dystonia, and primaquine induced. So the answer here is primaquine induced hemolytic anemia, again due to G6PD. So remember, this is a very commonly asked question in a different manner. A drug which produces qualitatively different actions when administered through different routes. तो यहाँ पे phenytoin, हाइड्रोलेजीन, मैग्नीशियम सल्फेट, नाइट्रोग्लिसरीन, इनमें से द ड्रग इज मैग्नीशियम सल्फेट. फेनेटोइन हमेशा एंटी एपिलेप्टिक ही रहेगा, हाइड्रोलेजीन एंटी हाइपरटेंसिव ही रहेगा, एंटी-जी अपना इफेक्ट ही करेगा. मैग्नीशियम सल्फेट है जो कि अगर डिफरेंट रूट से देते हैं तो फिर डिफरेंट एक्ट करता है. इंट्रावीनसली देते तो एंटी कन्वल्जेंट एक्ट करता है, और अगर ओरली देते हैं तो लैक्सेटिव एक्ट करता है. सो इसके डिफरेंट रूट्स से डिफरेंट एक्शंस आती हैं. सो रिमेंबर दिस. Which of the following is true of placebo? Placebo is basically a dummy medication. Inert material added to drug for making tablets? No. Placebos do not produce any effect? No. All patients who respond to placebos? No. Placebos effect produce करते हैं, ज़रूरी नहीं सारे patient respond करें. Placebo tablet पे नहीं add करते. It is a separate thing. It is a dummy medication. Okay. In patients of hepatic cirrhosis में the extent of change in pharmacokinetics can be predicted. High dose of furosemide can be safely used. Metformin is the preferred. ये क्या है? Disposition of atenolol is not significantly affected. जो atenolol being excreted unchanged by the kidneys is not significantly affected by the hepatic changes. Hepatic cirrhosis में drugs जो कि liver में ज़्यादा metabolize होती है, like propranolol, it requires adjustment. Atenolol does not require any adjustment in patients having liver failures. In pharmacoeconomic studies, the primary goal of cost utility analysis is balancing quality adjusted life years with survival outcomes. Which method is considered as the gold standard for minimizing bias in clinical trial? The gold standard is to do a double-blind randomized controlled trial, which describes the role of cohort studies in drug research. It is detecting uncommon adverse effects. Which phase is focused on determining pharmacokinetics in healthy volunteers? Remember, healthy volunteers, it is phase 1. In the context of GCP, which principle ensures safety and well-being of trial participants above scientific interest? This is beneficence. Why are pediatric patients at higher risk for drug toxicity? Pediatric patients are at high risk because they have a reduced protein binding of drugs in plasma. What is the primary purpose of post-marketing surveillance? To detect rare and long-term adverse effects in patients. Which of the following pharmacoeconomic analysis directly assign monetary value, that is cost benefit analysis? जहाँ पे monetary word आ रहा है, monetary. Then what is the rationale behind FDCs? FDC, they reduce the pill burden in tuberculosis. Tuberculosis में बहुत सारी medicines होती हैं, and then giving FDCs is better because the patient compliance better हो जाती है. An undesirable effect of a drug that occurs at therapeutic doses and can be predicted from pharmacological. So therapeutic dose वाला action है and pharmacological action से match करता है. This is a side effect. The side effect which is used as a therapeutic effect in another condition, that is constipation caused by codeine. A toxic effect differs from side effect in that it is a more intense pharmacological action that occurs at high doses. Toxic effect जो है high dose पे होता है, side effect जो है normal dose पे होता है. The following statement is true in relation to drug toxicity and poisoning. Drug toxicity when endangers life by affecting vital function is called as poisoning. Gastric lavage is contraindicated in which? Gastric lavage contraindicated in which of the foil? OPC में नहीं होता है, sedative में नहीं होता है. corrosive acid poisoning में gastric lavage contraindicated होता है. Use of an emetic is contraindicated in following poisoning except. Here understand the question is except. तो कॉस्टिक सोडा में हम एमेटिक नहीं देते हैं, फेरस सल्फेट में नहीं देते हैं, केरोसिन में नहीं देते हैं, हम स्ट्राइक्निन में दे सकते हैं एमेटिक. which is an idiosyncratic adverse drug reaction, muscle dystonia caused by trifluperazine. This is idiosyncratic, caused by antipsychotics and based on the genetic makeup. An immunologically mediated reaction to drug producing stereotyped symptoms unrelated to pharmacological action is hypersensitivity. Drugs which produce allergic reactions generally act as haptens. The following allergic reaction caused by circulating antibodies is serum sickness, which is a type 3 type of hypersensitivity, which is the only life-saving measure in the case of anaphylactic shock. Give intramuscular adrenaline. The type 2, type 3 and type 4 can be suppressed by corticosteroid. एड्रीनलिन कैसे दिया जाता है एनाफिलेक्टिक शॉक में? इंट्रामस्कुलर. इंट्राडर्मल ड्रग सेंसिटिविटी टेस्ट कैन डिटेक्ट द प्रेजेंस ऑफ फॉलोइंग टाइप्स, दैट इज टाइप 1. An addicting drug which produces little or no physical dependence is amphetamine. It does not produce dependence, physical dependence, it produces psychological dependence. Essential feature in drug addiction is psychological dependence. Adaptive neurophysiological changes caused by repeated administration of drug resulting in appearance of withdrawal syndrome on discontinuation is called as physical dependence. Which constitutes drug abuse? Repeated self-administration of morphine to derive euphoria. ये drug abuse कहलाता है. Which is most likely to trigger a type 4 hypersensitivity reaction, that is sulfonamide. The pharmacological approach to treating idiosyncratic reaction में हमको सीधा दवाई डिसकंटिन्यू करनी है, सपोर्टिव केयर देना है idiosyncratic reaction में, और कुछ नहीं कर सकते हैं. Which genetic polymorphism is associated with the increased risk of hemolysis in G6PD, that is G6PD gene mutation. Anaphylactic reaction differ from anaphylactoid reactions in that anaphylactoid reactions do not involve immune mechanisms. In anaphylactoid reactions are basically activation of basophils or mast cells. Which represents an immune complex mediated drug reaction? Immune complex mediated is serum sickness. Corticosteroids are contraindicated in which hypersensitivity reaction? That is type 1 anaphylactic reactions. Which is a primary feature of psychological drug dependence? Psychological drug dependence में there is a compulsive craving for the drug. The best approach to managing withdrawal symptoms in patient dependent in opioids is substitution therapy with methadone और buprenorphine. ये क्वेश्चन बहुत कॉमनली पूछा जाता भी है. सो दैट इज़ विड्रॉल सिम्टम्स मैनेज करने के लिए मेथाडोन या बुप्रेनॉर्फिन की सब्सटीट्यूशन थेरेपी दी जाती है.